Hello and welcome back to my channel, welcome to a brand new video. For those who don't know me, my name is Amelia and I upload book content and all things related to books. Woo! Cheers! I don't know what that's about. Before we get into this video, because I'm really excited about it, please check out my channel, and if you enjoy book content then please subscribe, please comment on this video and please like. I am doing this after work and I'm doing it when it's so hot. What's the temperature right now? 26 degrees. So some people that might be nothing. For the UK people it's a big deal. It is so hot, it's so sweaty, and I don't know if you know UK heat, but UK heat is sweaty heat. It's never good heat. I hate it. But I'm trying to stay hydrated because the last thing I want is to get ill from not drinking enough water. So, yes. So if you're doing this video, please give it a thumbs up, please comment down below, like I said, and please follow my social medias. That should pop up somewhere on the screen and should also be linked in the description below. I need to take some of this, that's already hurting. And without further ado, let's just get on with the video. Okay, so for this video I am doing the mid-year book freakout tag. I did this actually last year. When I hadn't really been reading for long, like it was still a new thing, and like Booktube was still a new thing to me. So my channel wasn't solely based on Booktube, but I'll try and pop it up on the description in the little like cards here so you can go back and watch it. I don't actually remember what I chose, what books I used for that, so I might have to go back and watch it myself. However, this is obviously based on this year, not last year. So I'm excited to do it again because I do like a tag. I like it when it's something simple, but I also like to talk about books that I've read this year and some other things I'm excited for. Excuse me, bear with me one moment. I was meant to do one thing before starting. I will leave the questions or the link. So I got the idea to do this year again, but I got the idea from Jamie's Library, which is one of my favourite booktubers. And I'll link her video below, and if I remember I'll leave the questions in below, so if you want to do it then. We're going to get on. So there's 14 questions, I want to say. Yeah, 14 questions. So we're going to get on because I do like a tag, I do like talking about books, and I think this is the perfect time. Also, I do want to preface this, my parents will put me off, that if you hear a random noise in the background of the video, it is my fan. Like I said, it's really hot. I can't sit here in heat to do this video or I'll get irritated, and we don't want me irritated. So we're going to start with the questions. Our first one is best book you've read so far this year. This was actually really hard to choose from, but I chose from one, like, so I tried to give a different one per question, unless I really can't. So, first, the best book I've read so far this year, it has to be, and I was tying this up between this and the second one of the series, but that one didn't hit me as much as this one did, and it's Final Offer from the Dream Now Billionaire series. So this is obviously a book of 3. I read Terms and Conditions this year and I read Final Offer, and I love Terms and Conditions, don't get me wrong, but I did prefer this one just by far. I think it has a significant hit with me because it's like a childhood, something happened in my childhood basically, and it just reminds me, and I just absolutely love this book so much, and yeah, I could not put it down. So this is definitely a book that I can say is my favourite book of 2023 so far. It might change by December when I do my yearly wrap up, but for now this is by far my favourite book I've ever read. Am I okay? Probably not. The next one is best sequel you've read this year. I've actually read both of the books for this year, but the best one I read was A Court of Mist and Fury. So this is the second book in the Akatar series. This is quite a thick, chunky one compared to the first one. I tabbed it so much. I absolutely loved this story. I loved hearing more about seeing more of Feyre, and it really, like, compared to the first book, it was so different in the fact of who you rooted for, and I absolutely loved it. Like, honestly, I first of all did not think I would get into the series in the first place, let alone get obsessed with this book. Like, I loved it. This is why I couldn't choose the first one question, but I put this in the second one because I was like, yeah, I have to. I just think it was great. This follows the story of Feyre, who you'll understand more from the first book, so I don't spoil too much in this one, so I'll talk about it because it does come up again in this video. I've got it. My next one is new release you haven't read yet but want to, and that is Happy Place by Emily Henry. Last year I read Book Lovers and I did not like it. I know I'm probably one of the minority who do not like Book Lovers, but I didn't. Like, I don't say I love You and Me on Vacation, but I prefer You and Me on Vacation over Book Lovers. I just didn't like it. However, I really want to read this one because it means I've read three of her books this year. I also just really want to read this book because I've heard so many good things about it, and I'm just excited to read it. From what I've got, this follows two people who are broken up but are part of a group of friends who go away, and so they have to still pretend they're like in a relationship, and I'm intrigued to see what it's like, and I'm excited because I do actually really like Emily Henry's writing style. So I need water, my throat is dry. Next question is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. I have actually got that down as I'm pretty sure it comes out this year. Yeah. Love Redesigned from the Lakefront Billionaire series, or at least Lakefront Billionaire's book. I don't know if it's going to be a series because currently it says one of one. Who knows? It might be a series. But this is by Lauren Asher, and it kind of follows on from a character from Final Offer, and I'm very excited. Like, I love Lauren Asher's writing. I still need to read Throttled and get that series, but I loved what Lauren Asher was writing in the Dreamland Billionaires series, so I'm really excited to read the Lakefront Billionaires because I think it'll be very interesting, because the Lakefront is where Cal and Alana are based, so I'm really hoping we'll see some of them in this because I feel like I need more of them. So I'm very excited for that. This one is Biggest Disappointment. Now, I'm not really saying I'm surprised of how much this disappointed me. I kind of expected it to. I read Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood back in last year at some point. I wouldn't say early last year, it was like May, June time last year. And I had actually rated it 5 stars when I first read it. I fell in love with it. I was like, oh my god, I really love this book. And when I thought about it and I really deeped it, I was like, I don't actually like this book that much. And I did lower the ranking near the end of the year. So I wasn't surprised how much but I'm still disappointed by it because I thought it could have been good and everyone was hyping it up thinking it was really good, but I just didn't like it. And it is Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. It was cute. I think if this was a dual point of view book, I would have read it more, not read it, but I would have enjoyed it because I think I would have learned a lot from Levi's point of view, but you only got B's point, is it B? Yeah, B's point of view in the story. And don't get me wrong, some of it was good, like, yes, but her obsession with Marie Curie got to a point of, like, it's like, I couldn't read any more of it. It was giving me fan fiction vibes about Marie Curie, however you say her name. But it was a good book, but I definitely think it wasn't say it was a good book, it definitely disappointed me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not a massive fan. Sorry. Biggest surprise goes to A Court of Thorns and Roses. I told you it comes up again because I really went in with this with having low expectations. Like, everyone had hyped it up for me. Every YouTuber who I love and who had read it loved it and was going how good it was, and I was like, I'll have to give it a read. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna like it. I was so apprehensive because I'm not a fantasy girl. I never used to be a fantasy girl. I'm definitely getting into fantasy a bit more. I mean, the only fantasy books I'd read previously before I started reading again last year was Harry Potter. And I mean, anyone who knows me knows Harry Potter is my favourite film. So it's going to be quite easy for me to love the Harry Potter books. Reading fantasy books that I don't know the story of, it's daunting. But I ended up falling in love with this book and obviously the series. I'm so excited to read the next one. And this took me so much by surprise because I really had low expectations of liking this. So, favourite new author, so debut or new to you. So I actually have read quite a few new authors this year, like Sarah J Maas, Krista Rebecca Ritchie. Not many actually. I feel like I have, but like Carly Fortune and stuff, and some other people. But the one that really, really is one of my favourites because of the 2 books I read, how much I loved it, and the Disney references, is Emily McIntyre. So I've read Hooked and Scarred. I couldn't bother to get Scarred off the shelf as well. So I read Hooked and Scarred, both for 24-hour readathons that I failed, by the way. And I actually fell in love with these books. So they're so easy to read, so catchy, so fun, so dark, I'd say more dark than fun. I don't know where I got fun from. This one is a Peter Pan retelling, and the idea behind these books are they are making you root for the villain of the story. So this one follows Captain Hook, so his name is James, and Peter Pan is also kind of a villain in the book, but James is also a villain, and it's really good. It's a really good story. It's follows James and Wendy, and it is a really spicy and dark story. So if you're not a fan of dark and spicy stuff, then probably not for you, but I absolutely love Amelia McIntyre's writing. I could just eat it up any day of the week. What's the next one? I hate my phone not to me. Newest fictional crush. Oh god, it's either what book have I just finished? Josh from Twisted Hate, because yeah, I've got them here. So Josh from Twisted Hate, because I just can imagine him looking attractive, and I can't stop thinking about him. Or Rhysand from Court of Mist and Fury, and also Cal. I just can imagine the looks. Like, they're my newest fictional crushes. Definitely. Newest favourite character, and they are both from the Twisted series. I couldn't pick one. So both from Twisted Games and Twisted Hate. Jules, I absolutely loved from this one. Absolutely loved her attitude, the way she was. I just think she was giving me everything, and I loved her. Loved reading her side point of view as much as Josh's, and her story and the way she was. Just amazing, amazing writing. And then also Bridget from Twisted Games. This was actually the first book I read of 2023, and I still think about it. Like, I loved Bridget and Reese's story, and I think it was just honest to God, love the story. It's just so cute. I love Bridget. I loved her character and the way she was trying to like encounter like royalty when she just didn't want. She wanted a normal life. Now she's having to come to royalty. So a book that made me cry. I feel like a book that made me cry was Beach Read. I probably have another one that I just can't think of. Oh, I should have got it. Things I Never Got Over definitely made me cry at points, but this made me cry several points. I actually think I started crying during this book. This actually did become one of my favourite books. Like, my favourite Emily Henry book is Beach Read, like by far. It just made me cry so much, and yes. What she put in this book I don't know, but it was gold. Can you hear the croakiness in my voice? It's so bad. Okay, book that made you happy. This is actually probably the second book I read of 2023, and it is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. It's the only book I've actually read of hers, and like, I really want to read more because this was actually a really good book. I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 5-star. It was a very easy read, very YA, and I think if you don't like YA romances, probably don't read it, but I think I loved it because of the movie references in the beginning, how much it related to the Duff, and the Duff was one of my favourite movies, like as a late teen, early 20-year-old. So if you like the Duff, then you'll like this book. It's so good. Absolutely adored it. What's the next one? What books, okay, what most beautiful book you have acquired this year? That's the one. I jumped ahead. I have a lot, and I was trying to go through all of them, but I was like, it's too much effort to move all my cart out. But I will say it's Some Kind of Perfect by Kristen Rebecca Ritchie. I just love it. I'm a massive Flower fan, and to be fair, a lot of their covers I love. Just this is my favourite. I love the cover. I love how just gorgeous it is. Beautiful. I have a lot of beautiful covers, I'll be honest with you. Like, Things We Hide from the Light is a gorgeous cover. Yeah. I also absolutely love that Twisted by Emily McIntyre's cover. I think it was a really cute, well, cute but cool cover. Okay, what books do you need to read before the end of the year? I've got 4 books here. I probably won't get to any of them. Actually, I'm hoping to get to 2 of them, but we'll see. The first one is Kingdom of the Feared by Kerry Maniscalco. I read the first one last year, second one earlier this year, and I just want to finish the series, not the trilogy now, because it's just such a good trilogy. It's a fantasy book. It's amazing. It follows a witch called Amelia and who summons a prince of wrath, a prince from hell, and she like is trying to uncover what happens to her sister and how she died and who killed her and wanted to get revenge. And it's just such a great story, and I think I just want to finish it and see what happens. Another one is, I haven't read it, to be fair, I have not read a Taylor Jenkins Reid book apart from Daisy Jones and the Six this year, which absolutely baffles me because I love Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing. But it is Carrie Soto's back. I really, really, really need to read this. Like, I just need to know what's going on. Not that I've read Malibu Rising, and I feel like I should probably read Malibu Rising before this, but I will. I really want to read this one so bad. I think when it like release date, so I never buy books from WHMS, so you can tell I was release date. So yeah. Another one is Twisted Lies, because if you couldn't tell, it's the last one of the series. I know before the King of Wrath and the King of Pride series, like that's part of the series, which is like a spin-off to this series by Anna Huang. I've got both of the King of Wrath and King of Pride. I've not even finished the Twisted series, and I want to finish this. I want to get to it. It's the last one. It follows Christian and Stella, and I'm really intrigued to see their relationship and how it is, what it's like. Oh, I'm excited. And then the final book that I need to read this year is Addicted for Now, just because I've read the first two and I would love to get into the Calloway Sister series, so I want to read this one this year. We've got 6 months to do it, so I'm sure I can get there. But this is the third Addicted series book, and it follows Lillian Lowe outside of rehab, and that's all I can tell you. But I'm really excited to get to this book. So my final question of this tag, and then I have to go for all these books away, which, woohoo, I'm so excited for, is favourite book to movie adaptation. I wouldn't say movie, because I don't think I watched many book to movie adaptations that I've read, but I have watched, I'll say favourite book to TV show adaptation, and that'll be Daisy Jones and the Six, by far. It was done so well, like the characters were cast amazingly, like every character was who I envisioned them to be. I absolutely loved it. 100% say, if you haven't watched Daisy Jones and the Six on Prime, go watch it. I'm halfway through One True Loves. I just couldn't get into the film, and it's the film based on the book One True Loves, and I love that book, but I'm just struggling to get into the film. Yeah, but anyway, that is the end of this video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, please comment down below, please subscribe, and I will see you again very soon with another video.